welcome to today's video. So today we are going to be talking about my favorites of 2019. I'm going to include makeup from 2019, only one product from each category, unless there's a couple that I use for different reasons, and I'll explain that as it comes. Then we're going to talk about skincare, and then we're also going to talk about music. So before I get started, I don't know if you guys have ever seen my hair in a ponytail before. This is like I've been wearing my hair naturally a lot, if you guys didn't notice, which you probably did because it's kind of like wild. But the reason why is because I'm trying to give it a break from heat. And this is my natural hair in a ponytail. It's like kind of messy. I kind of like it. I don't know, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. So let's go ahead and get started. First, makeup. Let me just say, these are makeup products and skincare products that I have loved during 2019. They didn't necessarily come out in 2019. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is mascara, and my favorite mascara of 2019 was the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. We have heard about this. Everybody talks about it. I swear I've heard people talk about it in their favorites too. It's just really great at lifting your lashes, keeping a curl, being voluminous but not necessarily clumpy. It's great. You can also buy a 3-pack at Costco in case you're wondering for like $17.98 or something like that, which is how I got this because I have 2 more ready to go. Anyway, on to the next. I'm going to also get into mascara primer, and we also know what I love. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Base. It's just really good at kind of prepping your lashes for mascara. Some people don't believe in lash primers. That's totally fine. The L'Oreal Lash Paradise works perfectly fine without this. I just like it for a little bit more oomph because I don't like to wear false lashes, but I like to make it look like my lashes look great and maybe a little like false lashes, so that's why I use this. Plus, it also makes your mascara come off easier when you're taking it off. It kind of comes off like, not like a tubing mascara necessarily, but kind of like that. So yeah, I feel like I'm like rushing. I'm not rushing. I don't know, we have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to make you guys sit here for like an hour. My favorite eyeliner was, of course, the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is in the shade Blackest Black. It's really great. Precise wings. It's got a brush tip applicator, but it looks like a felt tip, which is my favorite kind, like the brush tip that look like a felt tip, not the teeny tiny like OG eyeliner brushes that like when liquid eyeliner first started coming up. This is really great. It says it's waterproof. I don't necessarily agree with that. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, I've cried with it on before and it didn't like stay or anything, and so I'm looking for one. I know that Taylor Wynn talks about the Physicians Formula waterproof one. I tried the first original one and I didn't like it, but the waterproof one is supposed to be blacker and longer lasting, so I'm gonna try that out in 2020. So this is also an eyeliner, but it's not an eyeliner I wear on my lash line. Like this, it's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise liquid eyeliner in the shade Rose Gold. I like anything rose gold, hence the ring. So this is one that I actually like when I'm wearing an eyeshadow look. I kind of like follow my crease and like do like a cool little wing thing. I get a lot of compliments on it. I don't think this would be good necessarily for like typical eyeliner wear, like on your lash line. So yeah, I do like it on my actual eyelid, and I will probably do a video showing you, or like a clip in some sort of video in the future showing you what I mean by that, so keep an eye out for that. So my favorite eyeshadow base of the year, I tried several this year, and my favorite one was the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in the shade Core. You guys have heard me talk about this before. It's really great. It's a lot like, I think it's MAC Paint Pot in soft ochre. I think that's what people have compared it to. I can't say for sure because I personally have not used MAC soft ochre, so yeah, but it's really great at neutralizing your eyes. It makes eyeshadow last longer. It doesn't necessarily look, you know how some eyeshadow bases kind of look like a little cakey? This one does not. You don't need that much, so it lasts forever, and it's only $9 at Ulta and on Makeup Revolution's website. Now, I did add this because this is a single shadow, and I added this because this is actually what I use to like set my eyeshadow primer. It's the Wet n Wild single shadow in the shade Brulee. Jessica Braun talked about this forever, and I finally found it. I'm hoping I can find it somewhere else because I actually bought this in Birmingham and I haven't been able to spot it somewhere in Huntsville, so I might have to order it, but we'll see. It's only like 98 cents or $1.20. Those are completely different prices, but it was something like that. If I can find the price, I'll put it in this right here. But yeah, it's really great. It's perfect, just like skin tone color. Great for setting primers and yeah, kind of getting your eyeshadow game started. My favorite eyeshadow palette of the year, this one was like a hard one to kind of say because I've recently been talking about the Milani Soft and Sultry. But I decided not to go with that one because, although I wear it all the time, the one I'm going to mention was one that I believe actually came out in 2019. I think it was the summer of 2019. And it just, I don't know, I used it for a really long time. I always whip it out to use it. I chose the BH Cosmetics Love in London palette. It's this palette right here. You guys have heard me talk about this several times. I use this for regular eyeshadow. I use it for like if I'm doing eyeshadow as like my eyeliner. I use the shade Piccadilly a lot for the eyeshadow as eyeliner kind of thing. They're really soft and blendable. They kind of remind me a lot of Lorac eyeshadows. So if you like that, it's really good. These shimmers I think are really great. These shimmers are really pretty. The mattes are super blendable. I like this palette a lot. It is $16 at Ulta, and right now it's actually on clearance, so maybe they're discontinuing it, I don't know, at Target for like $4. If it's still available, you guys should check it out. It's super awesome, really great wearable palette. So on to the face products. So I'm first going to start off with my primer. And you guys, I talked about this, I actually reviewed this and did a first impression on this at the beginning of my channel, and it's the e.l.f. Luminous Matte Primer. It has acai berry in it, and it's just really good. I like it because it really is luminous matte, which barely makes any sense. But I guess what I mean, maybe it's not luminous matte, maybe it's luminous but also pore filling, or like a velvety feeling with pore filling. So like when I put it on and I touch my skin, it's tacky, but like when I put makeup over it, like my pores look the best they can because I have pores because I'm acne prone. Yay me! It's just really great. It's $6. So for my foundation, this is no surprise and everybody is talking about it. It is the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation. And let me explain why I like this so much. This is a very versatile foundation in that I actually think it's good for everybody. Let me explain. This is a medium to full coverage. People like to call it full coverage. I don't think so. I'm wearing it right now, obviously. But like, I will say I have to put like 2 layers on like my cheeks. I don't put 2 layers everywhere, but like I build up where I have acne scars the most. It's just very buildable, so you can build it up to full coverage, and it's really great for that. And another thing that I like is that it's not a matte finish, and I know that sounds weird, considering that all I've talked about pretty much on my channel is how much I like matte finishes in foundations and stuff like that, because a matte finish and like powders really help the appearance of your skin, especially if you have like that orange peel texture, if you understand what I'm talking about. If you have acne prone skin where you've had like breakouts in the past and you kind of like, it's not pitted scarring, but you got a little like dented texture. I don't know if that makes sense, but maybe it does. You know, matte can really help that. But what I really like about this is that it's not matte. It is a satin finish that improves the appearance of your skin texture. It makes it look pretty much flawless, like about as flawless as it can get. And even when I have like an active breakout, which I've been dealing with recently because I think a toner I'm trying is breaking me out. Great. This, I can build up the coverage. So if it's not full coverage when I first put it on and you can still kind of see that breakout, I build it up and it's totally full coverage. And I like the buildable aspect. I don't want a super heavy feeling looking foundation like perhaps the Smashbox one that came out that I tried, and I didn't put it on my channel, but I tried and it looked so bad on me, and I know Tati likes it, and Taylor Wynn likes it, and a lot of other people like it. I do not. I think it looks terrible on my skin, and it's way too drying. This is not drying. It's very versatile. You have dry skin. Pretty much dry skin people like it. Kathleen Lights likes it. Jessica Braun likes it. Tati Westbrook likes it. If you have oily skin, this is something that you can powder to keep in place. It does not crease very easily around like the smile lines and stuff like that. It's very easy to work with, and that's why I like this foundation so much. I am in the shade 420 if you are close to my shade. On to the next. Alright, so my concealer is one that did not come out this year. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer, and I like this concealer a lot. And when I was picking out my favorite concealer of the year, it was kind of hard to narrow it down because I really like the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, which I believe came out in 2019. This did not. Like I said, this one is a lot more blendable. Like, the ColourPop is really full coverage, in my opinion. Like, maybe not as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't want that much coverage because I don't want to look completely fake, as I'm wearing a full face of makeup right now. But this one is just easier to blend, and what's cool about it is you can get different kinds of coverage with it. If you put it on and start blending it away immediately, it's a lighter coverage. If you put it on and then you let it sit there for a little bit, you get a fuller coverage effect. And I learned that from Taylor Wynn. I feel like I mentioned her name 20 times in this video, but she's totally right. So like, I usually leave it on for about 15 to 30 seconds to get that full coverage look without looking cakey. And that is why I like this concealer so much. The problem with this concealer is this is the lightest shade. This shade is so close to my skin tone. And like, I'm not the fairest person, I'm not the darkest person by any means, but I'm kind of like, I know a ton of people that have a lighter skin tone than me and definitely need a lighter shade, and I know that these need darker shades, so I think that the only thing I would complain about is the fact that the shade range needs to be widened on both ends of the spectrum. Now into setting powder. My favorite of the year was the Maybelline Fit Me setting powder, and this is in the shade Fair. I am thinking about getting a darker shade. I mentioned this in a video, just so it's a little bit more natural looking, but I like this a lot. It doesn't have any flashbacks, so that's good to know in case anybody's wondering. The Coty Air Smell, which I also love, and it's been around for ages, is really good, but has terrible flashback, and it makes you look ghastly. It makes you look like a ghost. This does not, because it's not a translucent powder. That makes the difference. It's really great though, fills in pores, makes your skin look as flawless as it can without looking cakey. For setting powder, I recently discovered, this did not come out in 2019, I do not believe, I don't think so at all, but this is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Powder, and this is in the shade Translucent. This isn't translucent powder, but it's a base powder, not a setting powder, so like, it doesn't cause flashback either. So for bronzer, my favorite of the year was everybody else's favorite of the year, which is the Maybelline City Bronzer. This did come out in 2019. This is in the shade 100. I love this bronzer. I do not like strong bronzer. I have it on right now. You probably can't even tell very much. I like this so much because of how light it is. I like a very diffused bronzer look. I don't like where you can see it. Like when I look to the side and you're like, that girl's wearing bronzer. Like I like it very light. And I use a specific brush for that, which you heard me talk about, which is the EcoTools brush. It's just a bronzer and blending brush, and it's just really good. That brush and that bronzer are a perfect duo, and I love the effect it has. I have 4 different lip products here, and I'm gonna go. It's gonna be lip liner, bullet lipstick, a liquid lipstick, and then a lip gloss. But you guys rarely hear me talk about lip gloss, and we'll get to that. But my favorite lip liner is the one that's been my favorite lip liner forever. Rimmel Exaggerate Lip Liner in the shade Innocent. This is the hardest lip liner to find. The only place I can find it is on Amazon, and you can do the subscribe and save if you've ever heard of that, where it comes like every month or every 3 months, however many times you want it to come a year. That's the only place I can find this now. I have it, I get it every single month. I use it almost every single day, so I need it to come all the time because of how often I use it. It's blendable. It's the perfect nude color for my skin tone. I love the way it looks. Sometimes I don't even wear lipstick with it. I just wear the lip liner because I love the shade. I wish I could find a shade of lipstick that is this exact color. There are not any other lipsticks that are this exact color. I can't find them. I think it's $4.99 on the subscribe and save. If you subscribe, you save money each time you get it. So instead of $4.99, it's like $4.39 or something like that. For a bullet style lipstick, I picked a very not talked about one, and this is the Frida Kahlo lipstick in the shade Sepia. So it looks like this. I used it today. The reason I like it so much, first of all, the packaging is beautiful and it's really sturdy. It's a magnetic packaging, so it just snaps together. This is a great shade. I love how it looks. It is creamy, but not so creamy to where it spreads out of your lips. It actually kind of stays during meals, unless you're eating something with like oil and vinegar, like a salad. But this is just, I don't know, even when it fades off your lips, it looks good. It doesn't look patchy and weird like some lipsticks can. I really like this. I don't know why nobody talked about this. I wear it almost every day, and I bet they're going to discontinue at some point, so I'm probably going to purchase a bunch of these lipsticks because I love it. For liquid lipstick, this one was also kind of hard because my favorite liquid lipstick of all time is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Matte Lipstick in the shade Icon, but it's discontinued, so I don't want to talk about it because nobody can get it unless you go on eBay and pay a bunch of money for it. But my favorite lipstick of 2019 was the L'Oreal Le Macaron lipstick, and this is in the shade Mon Caramel, or however you say it. This is a great liquid lipstick. I am not the biggest fan of L'Oreal lipsticks in general because of the smell, and also like the chocolate version of this was not as easy to work with. This stays all day. It looks great. The only complaint I have is that the shade range is kind of weird, but it's based on what macaroons look like, so I understand why it looks like that. This is the only shade I like. The other shades are just too much for me. Like, there's an orange and a really bright pink. This one is just a really chilled out, kind of like brownish, pinky, nudish looking lipstick, and I really like it. I think a lot of you would like it. It's available at most stores that I've seen, and so yeah, you should go pick it up. So the lip gloss that I'm going to mention is by Bite Beauty. This is the only, I believe, the only not drugstore. That and the BH Cosmetics Love in London, because you can't actually get that at a drugstore. You have to get that at Ulta and Target. I actually found this at TJ Maxx. But this is beautiful. I bought it for the shade. I love the way this looks. This is in the shade Whip. It is the prettiest nude. If I could find this color in a liquid lipstick or a lipstick bullet, I would be the happiest girl in the world because it's beautiful. It goes great with the lip liner I use. I love the way it looks. It is obviously not transfer proof because it's a lip gloss, so I don't usually wear it because I don't want to get it all over Thomas or on myself. But I really love that lip gloss. I think it's great. It retails for $18. I know that. So it's not super expensive, but it's not super cheap either. So on to eyebrows. You guys have heard me talk about this. This is no surprise at all. But I love the CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in the shade Soft Blonde. Perfect eyebrow shade for me because I am a natural blonde. I don't dye my hair. I have like the natural roots, then my hair is lighter and it gets lighter as it grows out. Like, if you're a natural blonde, you understand. This is not too brown. This is not too orange. I found that sometimes they try to make blonde eyebrow pencils really orangey, and this is not. This is perfect. It's like an ashy blonde. It's great with people who have lighter blonde hair like me, and then people who have like traditional like Taylor Swift blonde hair, like the brown and blonde mixture. It's great for that. I love it. It's a harder pencil. It's not too creamy, but it's just hard enough. It's in between. It's not too hard, not too soft. It's just in between. It's perfect. I love it. Fills in my eyebrows great. I'm feeling them right now. So yeah, check it out. By the way, they're having a sale on this eyebrow pencil on Amazon for $4.99. I don't know if it's going to last, so if it's not, definitely check this out before the sale goes away. My favorite eyebrow gel is definitely not from 2019, probably from 2003. This is the L'Oreal Great Lash Mascara and Clear Brow Gel. I love this. I've tried other ones and I just don't like them as much. This, what I do is when I'm applying it, I kind of get it like this and I wipe off the excess so there's not too much that goes on my brow. Put lightly on. This lasts me forever. I've had this for a very long time. Usually lasts me 6 months to 8 months. And it's only like $4. So yeah, I want to save money. On to skincare. So some of these I have been using before 2019, and some of these I discovered in 2019. So let's start with the ones I tried out before 2019. So the first love of my life moisturizer is the Neutrogena Gel Moisturizer. It's a Hydro Boost version. I love it. I love it, I love it. I love it so much that Thomas put it in my stocking. If you haven't seen that video of me showing you what I got for Christmas, go check it out. It's great, it smells good. They also sell this in bulk at Costco. They sell 2 for like $24, which is a great deal for the fact that this retails for almost $20 as a single one in regular stores. I love it. I think it's very great for dry skin, oily skin, combination skin, any kind of skin. It doesn't irritate. They have a fragrance-free version. If you don't like fragrance, which I totally understand, I have tried the fragrance-free version, and it is the exact same as the regular version, just doesn't smell. But yeah, it's great. Another thing I tried out before 2019 that I still love throughout the year is the Physicians Formula Rosé All Day Serum. It's an oil-free serum. It doesn't have parabens in it. It's gluten-free, oil-free, dermatologist tested, clinically tested, cruelty-free, and hypoallergenic. It is a great serum. I don't suggest it for night. It has a luminescence to it, so I wear it under makeup, and it kind of just, it looks so good. I love the way it looks. It is also $5 and something cents on Amazon right now, which is pretty much half the price of the $12.99 it usually is. So definitely go check it out. I also am subscribed and saved on that as well. Something I discovered right before 2019 hit, I think, is the L'Oreal Revitalist 1.5% hyaluronic acid serum. This is amazing. I'm trying a different one right now. by CeraVe that's brand new. And I'm saying it's a completely different consistency, but we're probably going to do like a comparison video or something like that of these two. But this is great. It's just, it's so, it almost smooths my skin. I feel like it's helping with my acne scars, and it's really juicing it up and making it feel really nice and moisturized and hydrated and not so, you know, like tight and dry during the winter especially. But it doesn't make me oily. I think it's great. It is kind of expensive for being a drugstore product. It's $22 something, but I love it. I think it's worth all of it, and yeah, love it. All right, one last thing. Oh no, two last things before we talk about what I discovered in 2019. So, first, this is a Physicians Formula Refreshment Under Eye Depuffer. I have gotten other people in my life onto this, including Thomas. He may not admit that on camera, but we have another one for him. This is great. It lasts for freaking ever. It feels so good under your eyes. I use it in the morning. I put it in the refrigerator. I put all my skincare in the refrigerator. But this in the refrigerator just really helps to depuff it, help with those under eye circles, especially if you don't get a whole lot of sleep. I even put it on top of my eyelid because those swell if I don't get a lot of sleep. So yeah, it's so good. The last thing I discovered before 2019 but have loved throughout the years is the Mario Badescu Lavender, Aloe, and Chamomile Spray. There's a rose version of this. I talked about it. I'm not the biggest fan of that one. A lot of people like that one, but this one is great. I love this one. I love everything lavender. I really do. It's really weird. I like the smell of lavender now. I used to hate it. There's a whole story behind that. This is great. I use under makeup. I use it for setting spray. I use it for a refreshing spray. It is very versatile in the way you can use it. The larger size, which I don't have right now, this is $5. The larger size is $12. It's the larger size. It lasts forever. I put this in the fridge. It feels so good when I spritz it on my face. Yeah, I just love it. So, two things left in the skincare category, and these are the ones that I discovered in 2019. This is the TGM Scar and Acne Mark Remover Gel Ointment. So, I was skeptical about this. This was on Amazon for like $8. It's $5 right now. And I was like, whatever, like, it had good reviews. Nobody said that it had, like, some weird reaction to their skin. I was like, okay, so maybe it won't hurt. So I tried it, and I didn't think I was going to do anything. And then all of a sudden, Thomas was starting to tell me, wow, your acne scars are lighting up. Your skin is looking really good. And I was like, really? So I kept using it, and it's great. Every time I get a breakout, it doesn't immediately make it go away, but it works harder to make it go away. I even used it on this scar I have on my knee from where my straightener burned me, which is a long story, and it's helping that as well. I just really like it. It's very inexpensive. It doesn't have any super harmful ingredients in it or anything like that. It's just really good. So lastly, I tried the e.l.f. Hello Hydration Cream. Now, before we get started, they released a fragrance-free version of this, which I'm super pumped about. It's actually now called the Holy Hydration Face Cream. Now it's fragrance-free. I like this version a lot. I do like that they're taking the fragrance out of it. I think that's a great option for people who don't like it. And I'm not the biggest fan of having fragrances in my skincare, except for the Neutrogena one because it smells so darn good. But this, I use this under my makeup with the Physicians Formula Serum. It looks so good. It moisturizes my skin, but it doesn't make it greasy. It's just really good. It doesn't make my makeup pill up like some things do. So I just really like it. Highly recommend it. It's $8 everywhere. They're putting it in more stores now, so you don't have to just buy it online, which I think is awesome. So now on to my music favorites of the year. First and foremost, my favorite music of the year, the Taylor Swift Lover album. Let me explain. Okay, first of all, yes, it is an absolutely amazing album. I was a little worried because I wasn't the biggest fan of You Need to Calm Down. It's definitely a bop now. Like, it's more of like a dancing song, but the album, I can't stop listening to it. I don't remember exactly when it came out. I'll put it on the screen if you care. It's so good. It's so good. I like it so much it relates to my life right now, especially the loving songs with Thomas and me, and Us Getting Married. I love Lover, of course, because that's going to be a best hits song, like on an album if she releases a best hits album. But let me talk about some of the songs on there that I think are completely underrated. First of all, False God. I don't even know if anybody, pretty much like a large demographic, have even heard of this song. It's not like anti-religious or anything like that. Let me just put it out there. It has nothing to do with that. but it is a jazzy, oh, soulful song, completely unlike anything else she's ever released. I freaking love it so much. I can't stop listening to it. Poor Thomas probably hasn't heard any other Taylor Swift song but that one and a couple of other ones for a really long time. So that one is amazing. Please go check it out. If you haven't already, I would play it, but I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Cruel Summer. I love that song, especially the bridge when she talks about you look up grinning like the devil. Oh, so good. It's so good. I love this whole album so much. Cornelia Street, Death by a Thousand Cuts. Oh my gosh, so many great songs. I would have to say my favorite, my OG favorite, we'll say that, was False God. That was the song I told my friends every single time Taylor Swift releases an album, there's always a song that I get goosebumps to before all of the other ones, and it was False God. When the whole album came out, not including Lover as a single. But yeah, it's just so good. Another one, I'm looking at a list that I loved was, some other songs, yeah. Halsey, let's talk about some of her songs. Okay. Nightmare. I love that song. It is a head-banging anger song. If you're mad, if you need to get some feelings out, you just blare it in your car and you scream to it. It is that good of a song. I love that song. It's not actually on her upcoming album coming out January 17th. She said it doesn't fit the rest of the feeling of the other songs, which I agree with the singles that she's released, so I understand that. It's a great song, though, I will say. It has some cuss words in it, but it's a really good song. Another song by her that I love is Finally, Beautiful Stranger. It gives me John Mayer feels with something else, but I don't know what that something else is specifically. It is so good. Every time I listen to it, it's really soft and just in the mood, and you're like, yes, this is such a good song, and I just love that song. She did one with Youngblood when they were dating called 11 Minutes. I don't think it nearly got the attention it should have. It's very alternative rockish, which more fits what he does now. I don't like many of his songs. In fact, I don't like any of his songs but the one he does with Halsey. 11 Minutes is another one where kind of like a headbanging song, not quite as tough as Nightmare, but just, I don't know, I like to rock out to it. Okay, so Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. That song is so good. I can't stop listening to that song. These songs that I'm talking about are ones that I listen to over and over again. Lose You to Love Me is so different from other things that she has released. I've listened to her entire albums, because that's how I listen to music, just to kind of get an idea, because I know the hits aren't always the best songs necessarily. This one is a hit, and it is definitely the best song. It's just so vulnerable, and I like that. Sometimes she gets a little bit more dancey, and I like that too, but I really like this song. I love that song so much. It doesn't relate to me at all in how I feel, but I love the way it goes, and the way it sounds, the way it is. Someone You Loved by Lewis Capaldi. Oh my gosh, everybody likes this song. It's a great song. His voice is raspy and growly, and he's younger than me, and it's weird, which has nothing to do with the song. It's a great song. I am obsessed with that song. I was obsessed with it when it first came out, and I still am now. So, this is a great song. Oh yeah, One Thing Right by Kane Brown and Marshmello. I don't even know. I did not listen to this song when it first came out, because I'm not a radio listener. I listen to my phone with my aux cord plugged in and everything like that in my car. But this song, Thomas really likes this song too. It's just really, I don't know, fun. It's like EDM mixed with country, except for not EDM completely, because I don't like EDM music. I think it's annoying. No offense to people who do like it. Take it with a grain of salt. I just really like this song. It's a dance song. Every time I listen to it, I'm like, yeah, okay, that was really embarrassing. But anyway, alright, two more. Oh, I forgot a Halsey song, Graveyard. When I first heard that song, I was like, it's okay, it's not my favorite, but now I love it. I like the meaning of it. I had a relationship, the way that, if you know the song's meaning, you understand. If you don't, go look it up. It makes total sense, and it relates to a lot of girls and women who have been in toxic relationships that have been detrimental to themselves. I think we probably all have been at one point. I hope not, but I think probably so. And then lastly, God's Country. completely different from what I've been talking about. I like God's Country a lot by Blake Shelton, and if you don't know who Devin Dawson is, I went to his concert last year about this time. He's a really great songwriter. His whole album, Dark Horse, is a great album. You should go listen to it. It came out 2 years ago about this time. And he wrote God's Country, I think with maybe a couple of other people. But it is such a good song. It's very country. It's very redneck sounding, but not in your typical way. Like, it's a little bit different. And I just really like listening to it, especially if I want to listen to something that's truly country, like older sounding country, not so much the newer country, which I don't mind that either. Like, I like Carrie Underwood, and she's gotten into the newer country. I love Carrie Underwood. I don't just like her. I think her music's great. Her voice is great. Anyway, I got off topic. But this is just a little bit more traditional country, and I really like it a lot. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked this video, and maybe you have some of the same favorites I do. Give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button below if you're not subscribed already. And that notification bell so you are notified when I upload next. I'm going to make a video all about what's coming for the future in 2020 for my channel, and some New Year's resolutions and all that, so keep an eye out for that, and the other videos that are coming up. I have some really great ones. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.